Hey, welcome to Marketing Funnel Monday. Actually, guys, this is our Marketing Funnel Profits section, and I'm just happy to be here. First of all, guys, look, I got to do a shout out to my son. Today, he told me to wear the ribbon, his ribbon that he got for flag. Well, he's actually not old enough to do flag football, but when I was coaching my sons in flag football, they got a ribbon. But my youngest son, who couldn't play, we had an extra ribbon medal, and he wanted to make sure that I wore this for you guys when I went live today. So I promised him I was going to wear this. So it's a national football flag football medal that all the players received when they participated in the NFL flag football. It's not a shout out at any means at all for NFL flag football. I'm just shouting out to my youngest son who told me to wear this. Since he said I'm a coach, I should wear the ribbon. So I'm doing that for my son. All right, guys. So literally, guys, today is going to be a pretty exciting day. I am pretty amped up. I am sorry once again for last week. I was not able to go live. Had a lot of busy stuff going on I could not go live with you guys last week. So I apologize. Hope you guys forgive me for that. But I did miss you all. I missed you guys a bunch. So guys, look here. So what have I been doing, right? So I've been doing a lot today, right? I'm going to be teaching a course on how to create an online course, right? And you guys may have seen that. I've been having a couple webinars where I've talked about that, where we're talking about creating an online course. And so I just want to make sure you guys know what it takes to create an online course. But one of the questions I get, and I've seen a lot about that, what I want to address today is like a couple of things, right? So a lot of times people are like, you know what? How do I know a course is going to really be profitable? Or it's not really that profitable, right? And then another question I get all the time is, I don't really know if I'm knowledgeable enough to teach an online course. Do I need to have a degree or something like that to be able to teach a course online? And then you get the question all about all the tech stuff. Like, it's got to be real complicated to create an online course, all the video recording and editing, and how do you get the documents out there, and what software do you use, right? So I get a whole bunch of stuff here. But guys, really today I'm going to focus on one thing. I really want to address the skepticism about one, your qualification to be coaching, not only coaching, but teaching a course online, right? I want to address that today. And then two, I want to address the question about, is online courses really profitable, right? And there's a couple ways I can do that, but I'm going to just tell you guys, look, guys, if the e-learning industry was not booming right now, it was not growing. If you guys can go look at any of my past videos, I talk about online courses, right? The e-learning industry is growing at a rapid rate and has been doing so since 2020. Since 2020, people have been predicting anywhere from 9% up to almost 20% growth in the e-learning industry. And that's compounded annual growth rate. So almost 20% growth. Man, guys, look, if you made 20% in the stock market, you'd be flabbergasted right now, right? And seriously, guys, so some latest news, right, from Global Marketing Insights is sharing with us that by 2025, the global e-learning industry should reach $350 billion, guys. Literally, go look it up for yourself. Global Market Insights on the e-learning industry growth. And they're averaging anywhere from maybe 9%. So remember, guys, 9% compound annual growth between now and 2025. Right. And so if you're thinking 9% is growth. So you're trying to tell me, guys, that if anyone's trying to tell me that online e-learning industry is oversaturated, it's not going to grow, it's going to stay, I'm telling you guys, it's continuing to grow. Projections go out past 2025, they go out to about 2030, and some of those projections showing about maybe a 15% growth rate, right? So it's not actually linear, guys. It's not a linear growth rate we're talking about here. It's going to exponential growth rate, right? So it's going to skyrocket up. So guys, I really, really want you guys to understand that online courses right now is hot. It's a hot thing in the market right now, right? And it all probably got jump-started because of COVID. COVID-19 helped us jumpstart this whole thing as far as e-learning courses right now. One of the beautiful things, too, that we learned from e-learning courses that it's also a great strategy to lower your risk during an economic downturn, right? Because let's think about it. And that's where we're going to go into the next topic, right, of how really why this is such a great thing, online courses, and why I believe that is not saturated, right? That is still going to grow because one, statistics short, a lot of economics out there, and a lot of people do a lot of research, more than I do. The experts on this have decided that the e-learning industry is growing, and the trend is actually meeting that trend, right? Is actually growing significantly, right? And so it's growing significantly. And so the next thing I kind of want to address with you guys is that here's the reason why I know with common sense thinking why this all makes sense, right? So think about it. Pandemic. The pandemic came along and shut everyone. Everyone had to go home. Doesn't matter what business you were. It didn't matter. Global businesses, banks, everybody. Everyone had to go home. Basically, only one that didn't go home was grocery stores, right? The necessities to live and survive. Grocery stores and hospitals, right? Pretty much the only things that were open during this time. And so what does it mean, right? And I kind of shared with some previous webinars. If you go back and look on my YouTube channel or Facebook page, right, you'll see some previous webinars. I talk about the recession-proof type industries. But what does this mean? So people had to shift. They went from, all right, doing services for people, like restaurants, having to cook, I cook your food for you, sit down in my restaurant, I serve it to you, I eat it, I wash the dishes, to, okay, how to figure out how I can still, I still service my customer. And so eventually they're starting to look at going to online. Now, the government got released a little bit, so people were able to do pickup orders, so people were able to come in and do pickup orders. But guys, think about it. If you were able to teach people, I know a lot of people that did this. I don't tell you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. I know a lot of people that went online and try to look for how a certain restaurant cooks a recipe, or how can I cook a Brazilian style steak, right? And so they wanted the Brazilian style steak, but they didn't know how to do it. So they were looking for online some courses that teach them how to do it. That was shifted everything because we was all at home. And so now when people were more reluctant before the pandemic, COVID-19, right, pandemic, they were more reluctant to go online and do stuff, right? Now they were forced to go online and do stuff. Now it's become a habit. See, it doesn't take very long for things to become a habit, man. And you just have to do it like 5 or 7 times. It becomes a habit. So now it's becoming a habit. It's becoming another option for people. So now, look, I figured out how to cook this Brazilian steak. Now, eventually, you guys might be thinking, well, if someone wants to cook Brazilian steak and then they figure out how to cook it, I teach them how to cook it, they're never going to come to my restaurant. Well, guess what, guys? Still got to wash the dishes. Now, no one wants to do the cleanup work. So, all right, yeah, I like cooking it, but I don't like doing the cleanup work. So I'm going to just go to the restaurant, right? Because I can go to the restaurant again, right? But now they have that experience. They know how to do it. And so if they ever had to come in a pinch, they know how to do it. So guys, you never really lose a customer. You gain a customer. You know what I'm saying? So you actually gain a customer. And one beautiful thing about online course, yeah, a lot of people are doing it, but is everyone in your industry doing it? Is all your competitors doing it? I guarantee they're not all doing it. And if they're not all doing it, what it's going to do for you is going to allow you, it's going to distinguish you and differentiate you between your other competition, because you have a course, and that's only going to also position you as an expert in your field. Okay, so this is the power and the beauty of an online course. Now I want to address the question about, really, Claude, is it really profitable? I mean, I hope I kind of addressed that with you with the whole global, global market insights statistics, right? That kind of prove it and show you that, hey, we're growing at least a 9% growth rate annually, right? It's going to be a $350 billion industry by 2025. And we're currently in the beginning of 2023. So that's 2 years from now, right? But let me just draw this out for you, and maybe it becomes better to you in a pictorial view. So I want to go here to my whiteboard, but give me a second. I want to move some stuff around here so I can actually write and you can actually hear me. Okay. So we're going to go to the whiteboard here, and I want to draw some stuff for you. Just give me a second. Move stuff around. And there's a couple things I want you to know. How do you know your customer desire? And I titled this video today, the customer pyramid, right? So the customer pyramid. So before I go into customer pyramid, a couple things I want to share with you is, one, I want you to understand there are really 2 types of customers. Okay. I want you to write this there are 2 types of customers. 2 types of customers. One, the first type of customer is a stuff that he just buys stuff. I call it a stuff buyer. This person just buys stuff, okay? That's all he wants to do is just buy stuff. And I'm sorry that the content went off the screen there. I'm just looking at that. I see that kind of went off the screen. Drag that down so you guys can see it. There you go. This customer just wants to buy stuff. He just, hey, whatever it is, I don't care. I just like buying stuff. I like to have it. I just like to collect stuff. He's a collector buyer, right? He just buy stuff. He doesn't really have any want to do anything with it. He just doesn't want to say he has it, right? So it doesn't matter how much competition it is, because if there's another thing out there, he wants it. So if everyone in your niche has a course, he's going to keep on buying everyone's course just because he likes to have things. He's just a collector of information. He doesn't necessarily want to do things with information. You know what I'm saying? He's a collector of the information, but doesn't necessarily want to do anything with the information. All right. So that's the one type of buyer. All right. You got to understand that. All right. The second type of buyer, The second type of buyer is a insight buyer. Now, an insight buyer, right? This person is like, I don't know, he's really educated. He really wants to understand something. He really wants to gain the knowledge and actually apply it to his life, right? She wants to apply it. He's expecting to get some results from it, right? He's looking for results from it. Not only just looking for it, he wants to actually achieve those results from what he buys. Okay, he's an application buyer. I should call it application buyer. So he's buying to apply to gain results. Okay, so you have the buyer that just buys stuff. He's a collector buyer. He just buys stuff. And then you got the buyer that likes, I want to actually get results from what I'm paying for. I want my return on my investment. That type of buyer, right? He's going to apply it. So those are your two types of buyers. So with that being said, right, I want to share with you guys what I call the customer desire pyramid, right? So let me write that down. Oops, I can't spell. So if I were to draw a pyramid, so customer desire pyramid, right? If I were to draw this pyramid here, and I'm going to draw a pyramid over here, and we basically have 3 levels of a customer desire. All right. Oh, that's 4 in it. I can't. Sorry. Let me draw this. All right. So we have 3 levels of a customer desire, right? And I'm going to start with probably the easiest thing that we all know and all, know. And that is, first one is going to be what we call do it for me, or diff. This is kind of do it for me type person, right? So this customer wants you just to do it for him. I just want the result. I don't want to do it. You do it. You do it better than I do. You do it faster than I do. And you probably do it more efficient than I do. And it's going to be probably more cost effective than I do, even though the number might be thousands of dollars. But ultimately, you're going to get it done faster. And that's how I feel as if that's worth it, right? So that's a do it for me type person. So what some examples of do it for me? Lawn care services, right? Go mow my grass. I don't have time to mow my grass. Please mow my grass. Another example, average one, we just talked about this, is restaurants, right? I'm going to go something to eat. I go to McDonald's. I go to Burger King. I go to all the famous hamburger restaurants, man. I might go to a 5-star restaurant if I want a good Brazilian steak, right? Whatever it may be. Those are do it for me. I'm going to restaurants. I wanted to have it done, right? So that makes sense, right? So that's your top tier. Let's go do it for me. And people are willing to pay money for that because you save them a lot of time and money, okay? So the second thing, right, the second tier below that, right, is what we like to call, I call do it with me, or do it DIY. I mean, DIW, do it with me, right? So this is the kind of person that says, all right, guys, look, I'm interested in figuring out how to do it myself, right? And a lot of people drop down to this tier during the pandemic. They drop down to do it with me type tiers. If they were looking for, I still want the Brazilian steak, but I can't go because the government blocked everyone from going and you can't open your doors. So how can I still have the steak? Can I do it myself? Well, if you show me how to do it, because I got nothing but time on my hand, I ain't going anywhere. So can you show me how to do it? And I would gladly just go ahead and make the steak myself and enjoy it and be satisfied because I did it myself. I killed some time that I had anyway, and I'll be totally happy for it if you can show me how to do it, right? So this is what do it with me, right? And I'm going to tell you guys, really want to tell you guys right here, this right here, these two obviously are the most profitable type of customers' desires, right? People are willing to spend more money just for them to save time and money, or to have the desire, or have the know-how, right? People in this industry right here, if I were to do another circle right here, right? These people like, hey, not only do I have the result I'm looking for, but I did it myself. It's a sense of pride when they say I done it myself, right? So these people right here, they're willing to pay some money for pride, and they're willing to pay some money and say, hey man, look what I did. See that? See my lawn? You see my lawn? No, I ain't hired no lawn service. I did it myself. That's my work. But even though they hire someone to show them how to do it, right? Show them what equipment to buy, right? Maybe have them come over a couple of times to check out the lawn and make sure they're doing it right. But now they say they can do it themselves, right? So now they do it themselves. So this is the hot market right here, guys. I'm literally telling you guys, this right here is a hot market. Now, most of you guys, when you think about online courses and stuff like that, here's what you're thinking about. I'm going to tell you right now. You're thinking about this bottom tier. This bottom tier right here is what we call, and I'm going to change the color because I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to change the color red. This is your DIY customer. This is the guy that's a do-it-yourselfer. And I'll be totally honest with you right here. This is probably the hardest market right here at the bottom. This is the hardest market to sell to and be profitable in. It's going to take a lot of effort. It takes a lot more effort to be profitable in the DIY area, right? And this is the guy that says, hey, just give me the manual and I'll do it myself, right? I'll do it myself. Or the guy be like, you know what? I figured out how to do it. I go on YouTube and it might take me, 20 hours to figure it out, 40 hours to figure it out. And I might make a whole bunch of mistakes when I do it and then spend a lot more money, a lot more time. So a weekend project to take a professional do, a major renovation by a weekend project, guys, going to take me, might take them, a week to do it, right? A major renovation, kitchen renovation might take them a week of 40 hours, 8-hour days or 10-hour days. It might take them a week to do it. But, I'm willing to take 6 months to figure it out and do it, right? I mean, that kind of guy, you're not really going to make a lot of money off of, right? So he's going to look for the low dollar course, right? It's going to be very inexpensive and he thinks he's going to get his big major bucks from it. And he's going to be like, oh, cool. And then he's going to be mad about the fact that he took your course and then he wasn't good enough for him and he couldn't figure it out, right? Because he was trying to get information from you in a very finite period of time, right? And he doesn't know all the intricacies because you really, in a simple online course, you're not going to be able to teach everything in a very low dollar course, right? Literally. Guys, courses do take time to put together and it takes a lot of time. And if people really want to learn something, how to do something, we still learn best through interaction, Q&A, questions and answers, live questions. Hey, can I get your opinion on this, right? And that's why this industry right here, the customer desire model is not profitable. So when I hear people say, hey man, courses don't make a lot of money, courses are a lot of work, it's not really profitable to do a course, they're hard to sell, it's oversaturated, da 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 da. Yeah, when you're selling these $20 courses down here or $19.99, right, type of courses, or you're trying to compete against the YouTubers that are free, that give away free stuff, but actually, right, unless it's something really, really simple like repair a very small part of an appliance, right, is pretty difficult, right? It's pretty difficult to do, especially if you want to do a major renovation of your basement, or you want to do it yourself. You want to spend a lot of time and money trying to figure that stuff out. So ideally, what I'm trying to tell you guys, right? Online courses are profitable when you position your course in a way that it actually is going to serve these two customers right here, either the do it for me customer or to do it with me type of customer, right? And you say do it for me customer. I thought I'm just going to do it for them. Well, a lot of times you can kind of, bridge both of these two tiers with your course, right? It could be, and here's an example. Let's say you can get someone a course, you can give them the full basics of a course, right? You give them the outline, you work with them for 8 weeks or something like that. And then you say, hey, you know what, guys, when you're done doing this course, I would gladly love to check and make sure you're not making any mistakes. So if you send me your material or send me this, I'll go over it, check it, make sure nothing works. Everything looks fine. Or, let's say, give an example, long-term service. Hey, I'm going to teach you, I'm going to give you all the equipment. I'm going to show you all the equipment you need to buy, how you need to cut your grass, what patterns you need, what height level you need to do it at, blah, blah, blah. And then once you do it, you cut it. If you have any problems whatsoever, you can send me a picture of your lawn, send me what you're doing, maybe take a quick video of how you're cutting your grass and what your heights are of your lawnmower and all that kind of good stuff. And then I can look at it and then I can buy pictures I can tell you and give you some feedback on what to actually do, right? So that's kind of how you bridge the gap. And it's more of a consulting model when you kind of bridge the gap. But if you want to be a pure, just an online course, we're going to actually target these guys right here to do it with me type person. And these guys are perfect because you guys can literally, if you set this up right, and I'm going to show you profitably how you can make this money. You set this up right, you're going to be very profitable. And when we go on our webinar, right, when I go on my webinar, Course Creation Profits webinar, I'm really literally going to show you guys how to work this area right here. This is the prime zone right here. This is the profitable zone right here. Obviously, you can do this. You might be doing this yourself. If you're a service business, you're already doing it for them. But those customers that want a little bit like, hey, man, I would love to kind of do it myself, right? This is kind of where you're going to make that money. Where you're going to make that nice passive income and be very profitable. So our webinar is going to talk specifically about the do it with me type customer that we're going after. Okay. And these type of customers, right? These type of customers are what kind of buyers, guys? Are they stuff buyers? No, they're not stuff buyers. They are what we call the insight buyers. They're kind of guys, they want results buyers, right? They're the application buyer. That's the guy that wants to say, hey, I done did it. Now, the DIY buyer, he's the stuff buyer. He just buys stuff. He says, well, he has it. He can figure out how to do it, right? But we're going to go after the application buyer and the DIY customer desire part of the pyramid, right? So now, roughly, what does that look? Now, I want to kind of share this. I want to expand this pyramid for you just a little bit. And I want to kind of just address this one thing real quick. I know I might be talking a lot here for you guys, but I just really want to make sure I address it and bring this home. And I really want to erase any type of skepticism about making an online course. All right, I just want to close my thing back up here. All right, so if I were to go like this, I kind of want to show you the price range now, right? It's all right, because you might be thinking, all right, what price really are you at now? For example, so when we're talking about the DIY, I hope you guys can see this okay. And we're talking about the DIY type of customer, right? What price range are we talking about? We're really talking in the price range around here for these type of customers. Let me make sure I got for this type of customer, right? We're talking about, we're talking anywhere between, this guy might be between $30 to $500, right? $30 to $500 range. He might be not $35 range. It's kind of good. I mean, you got to get the higher end, right, to really make that money. But if you charging like around less than $30, man, it's really, really difficult. Really, really difficult. And I agree with you. It's really difficult to be profitable in that area. Now, when we're talking about the DIY guy, the DIW person, right, the do it with me person, right, we're like between $500 and $3,500. That's the course price range we're talking about. That's the sweet spot right there. And then obviously for the DIF guy, right, when it comes to, consulting, that type of thing, we're more than $300 for $3,500, right? Now you could be saying, hey man, I got a service business, I don't charge $300, right? But let's think about it, right? Lifetime customer, man. If you were a long service, right? Think about it. After about, 2 or 3 years, right? Depending on what your services are, they're spending over $3,500 if they're with you for a long time, right? So literally, you see the point here, guys. I mean, this is where the money is. You want to make that passive income. You're not doing it for them, right? You're limited when you do it for them. You're also limited, right? That's the bad part about this area right here. You are actually limited on how many customers you can get unless you expand and grow your business and hire more people, right? But in this area right here, this sweet spot area right here, right? Literally, you can serve a massive amount of people. You can service more people just by yourself in this sweet spot right here. So guys, this is really, really powerful. Hope you guys understand this, man. I hope this alleviates the skepticism about, the profitability of online courses. Yes, it might not be profitable if you don't do it right. And yes, you got to do your marketing right, which we're going to talk about in the Course Creation Profits webinar. And so we're going to talk about, that's really why I just want to address that skepticism that you guys have. So when we hit the webinar, you guys are clear and you can hit the ground running. All right. Oh, one more thing I kind of want to share with you guys that I almost forgot. Now, some of you guys might be thinking, hey, Claude, all right, that's cool and all, but do I really have the know-how, to teach a course of this magnitude, right? I don't think I have the skill set. I don't have a teacher's qualification. I didn't graduate with a teacher's certificate or a teacher's degree. And I'm here to tell you guys, it doesn't matter. You don't need a teacher's degree to teach an online course. All you need to know to qualify yourself is answer this one question. Now, I should write this down. My question is this to you. All right. Can you, you can't read that. My handwriting's terrible. I'm just gonna say it out loud. Here's the deal. Look, here's how you know if you're qualified. I'm going to go back to this diagram just so you can see. Here's how you know how you're qualified. If you can provide a person their desired results faster, more effectively, and more efficiently, and better than they can do it themselves, right? Then you are qualified to teach them, right? Let me say that again. If you can provide results faster, right, with better quality, right, then they can do it themselves, then you are qualified to teach them how to do it. That's all it is. You just need experience. You need to have more experience and be able to demonstrate the results. You can get them results that they want faster and with better quality than they can do it themselves. And that makes you qualified. Does that make sense? All right, guys. So that's really, literally all I want to share with you guys today. Hopefully I erased all the skepticism about how to handle courses not being profitable, right? And also how to handle the fact that, hey, am I really qualified to teach a course, right? And the answer is very simple. If you can really give people results that they desire faster than they can do it themselves, and have better quality than they can do it themselves, then you're qualified to teach the course. Okay, so that's very simple. Hope I erased that. Hope I get you chances to you guys in my webinar, Course Creation Profits. Right, just go to coursecreationprofits.com. That's all we have for today. If you have any questions or comments, guys, I really greatly appreciate it. If not, hey, y'all, have a blessed day.